Very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. In the last session, few sessions, in fact, we discussed overhead, wherein we discussed what's the meaning of overhead, how to distribute overhead, wherein we discussed allocation, apportionment, reapportionment. Thereafter, we discussed the absorption part. Further, we discussed the meaning and treatment of under or over absorption of overhead, plus a question relating to machine hour rate. I hope you guys have solved all the questions of study material and past practice manual questions. So now today we'll be starting with a fresh chapter, that is activity-based costing. So now this chapter, activity-based costing, it's not a new chapter, but in continuation of the chapter what we have discussed, that is overheads. So let's start, guys. Now, what's the difference between overheads and activity-based costing? Let's start with it. So in overheads, what we used to do, let's say these are the overheads incurred, let's say rent, depreciation, electricity, indirect wages. Let's say what we used to do, we used to distribute the overheads among the various production department and service department. That is what we used to do in overheads. We used to distribute the overheads via allocation, apportionment, reapportionment of overheads of service department to the production department. Now, after distribution of overheads, we used to identify the basis of absorption and we do calculate that absorption rate. And at that absorption rate as calculated is used to charge the overheads of the production department to a particular job or to a particular product to calculate the total cost. So this is what we have learned in overheads. Now, the point is what I want to discuss is that herein in overheads, whatever the overheads that are incurred or distributed to a particular production department are absorbed using a single basis, that is either on the basis of labor hours or on the basis of machine hours. In simple terms, I want to say that हम लोग जो भी overheads होते थे particular production department के उसको उन सारे overheads को हम लोग एक ही basis पे absorb करते थे. That is either on the basis of machine hours or on the basis of labor hours. Now, this activity-based costing says that I have a better approach. This approach is incorrect. I repeat again, guys, for the students who have joined a bit late. So overheads, what we used to do is we were using only one basis of absorption for all the overheads of a particular department. एक production department के जो भी खर्चे distribute हुए, उन सारे खर्चों को हम लोग एक ही बेसिस पे absorb करते थे, either on the basis of labor hours or machine hour or on the basis of percentage of direct material, whatever it is. So we were using only one base as absorption for absorbing all the overheads of a particular production department. So activity-based costing says that this approach is incorrect. I have a better approach. Now, what activity-based costing says that instead of absorbing all the overheads using a single base, better it is that identify the activities of the organization. This activity-based costing says identify the various activities of the organization and whatever the cost that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form a cost pool. And for every activity, we have to identify a separate basis of absorption, and that basis of absorption is known as cost driver. Let me discuss this part while writing over the board. So this activity-based costing says that first step is to identify the activities. This activity-based costing says that first identify the activities. Let's say these are the activities. That is, material procurement can be an activity. We can say quality and inspection can be an activity. Quality control and inspection can be an activity. Material handling can be an activity. For then we can say machining maintenance can be an activity. Setup cost can be an activity. So this activity says that instead of absorbing all the overheads using a single base, better first identify the activities and whatever the costs that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form a cost pool. Now, after this, we have to identify the separate basis of absorption for every activity. We have to identify the separate basis of absorption for every activity. Herein हम लोग सारे ओवरहेड्स एक ही बेसिस पे अब्सॉर्ब करते थे, बट इन एक्टिविटी बेस्ड कॉस्टिंग हर एक्टिविटी का एक सेपरेट बेसिस होगा अब्सॉर्प्शन का, एंड वी विल कैलकुलेट द अब्सॉर्प्शन रेट. So this is the difference between absorption costing, that is overheads, and activity based costing, wherein in overheads, whatever the overheads that are distributed to a particular production department were absorbed using a single basis. They're using a single basis, that is either on the basis of labor hours or machine hours. Activity based costing says that this approach is incorrect. I have a better approach. What better approach? That first and the foremost thing, identify the various activities of the organization. Whatever the costs that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form a cost pool. Now, thereafter, for every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption. We call it as cost driver. So, the cost divided by cost driver, we will get the absorption rate, and that absorption rate is used to charge. That absorption rate is used to charge the overheads of that overheads to a particular product to calculate the total cost. So that is the difference between absorption costing and activity-based costing. Let me discuss this. Let me write the details in brief. So in traditional costing, that is what we have discussed. What we used to do, very simple, the total overheads divided by either machine hour or labor hours. This is how we calculate the absorption rate. And that absorption rate was used to charge the overheads of that production department to a particular job or to a particular product to calculate the total cost. Now, what activity-based costing says, first identify the activity. First, identify the activity. Activities identify कीजिए. That is, material handling can be an activity, material procurement can be an activity, setup cost can be an activity, quality control and inspection can be an activity, machine maintenance can be an activity. So first identify the activities of the organization. Now thereafter, whatever the cost that are incurred relating to an activity will be grouped together to form cost pool. Whatever the costs that are incurred relating to an activity will be grouped together to form cost pool. Now, for every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption. We can call it as cost driver. हर एक्टिविटी का एक सेपरेट बेसिस होगा अब्जॉर्प्शन का. जैसे सारे खर्चों का एक ही बेसिस होता था अब्जॉर्प्शन का, दैट इज आइदर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मशीन आवर्स और लेबर आवर्स, वेयर इन एक्टिविटी बेस्ड कॉस्टिंग हर एक्टिविटी का एक सेपरेट कॉस्ट बेसिस ऑफ अब्जॉर्प्शन होगा, उसे हम लोग बोलेंगे कॉस्ट ड्राइवर. So for every activity there will be a separate basis of absorption known as cost driver. Now, once the cost driver is identified, what we will do? We'll calculate the absorption rate. That is the total cost divided by the cost driver in units. We'll calculate the absorption rate. And once absorption rate is calculated, we will use the rate. We will use the absorption rate to charge the overheads to a particular product to calculate total cost. So these are the various steps involved in activity-based costing. So these are the various steps involved in activity-based costing. Traditional costing was very simple. जो भी overheads हैं, उसको divided by either machine hours or labor hours. We do calculate the absorption rate, and that absorption rate was used to charge the overheads. But in activity-based costing, there are various steps involved wherein सारे overheads को एक ही basis पे absorb नहीं कर सकते. Herein, we have to first identify the activities, that what all activities are there in the organization. Thereafter, whatever the costs that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form a cost pool. Now, for every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption. हर activity का क्या है? एक separate basis होता है absorption का. We call it as cost driver. So, the total cost divided by the cost driver, we will get the absorption rate, and that absorption rate we will use the absorption rate as calculated to charge the overheads to a particular product to calculate the total cost. So these are the various steps involved in activity-based costing. Now, when talking about, when talking from practical question perspective, the first step is identify the activities. Now, herein, this information will always be given in the question, that आप क्या-क्या activity कर रहे हैं, this information will always be given in the question. So, What all activities are there, that information will always be given in the question. Further, whatever the costs that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form a cost pool. So this information will also be given in the question. Now for every activity, there will be a separate driver. For every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption that is known as cost driver. Now, in general, at inter-level, in most of the question, it will be given that ये activity का ये cost driver है, ये activity का ये cost driver है. I repeat again, guys, from examination point of view, yes, in most of the question, this information will be given in the question that ये activity का ये cost driver है, ये activity का ये cost driver है, ये activity का ये cost driver है. But yes, in few cases, if the paper is on the trickier side or if the question is on the trickier side, then yes, आपको थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा and you have to identify कि ये activity का कौन सा cost driver होगा. So herein I'm writing this part that you have to identify that what is the cost driver for a particular activity. Yes, in 50 to 70% question, it will be given that ये activity का ये cost driver है. But yes, in some cases, आपको अपना दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा and thereafter you have to identify that what is the basis of absorption for a particular activity. So this you have to identify in 20 to 30% cases. So once it is identified, we will calculate the absorption rate. We'll calculate the absorption rate and that rate is used to charge the overheads to a particular product to calculate the total cost. So these are the steps involved in activity-based costing. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Further, I request you guys to please copy the explanation. Thank you so much, Anant. Many congratulations that you were able to complete the paper, and thank you so much, Anant. Wish you good luck for your results, Anant. That's really great. I got your thanks, Anant. The May 23 paper was on the trickier side, but good to know that you were able to solve it easily. So wish you good luck for your results, Anant. So Anupam Tiwari, when talking about overheads, the major object is to calculate the absorption rate and to charge the overheads to a particular product to calculate the total cost. In this activity-based costing also, the object is to calculate the absorption rate and to charge the overheads to a particular product to calculate the total cost. But yes, the major difference is that in overheads, we were using only one basis of absorption to absorb all the overheads. सारे ओवरहेड्स का सिर्फ एक ही बेसिस ऑफ अब्जॉर्प्शन होता था, दैट इज आइदर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मशीन आवर्स और लेबर आवर्स. But this activity based costing, again, the object of activity based costing is also to calculate the absorption rate. But the point is, this activity based costing says that first identify the activities. हर एक्टिविटी का एक सेपरेट कॉस्ट ड्राइवर होगा. जैसे ओवरहेड्स में सारे ओवरहेड्स का सिर्फ एक ही ड्राइवर होता था, दैट इज ओनली वन बेसिस ऑफ अब्जॉर्प्शन वाज यूज्ड टू अब्सॉर्ब ऑल द ओवरहेड्स. Herein there are 5 to 6 bases that will be given in the question to calculate the absorption rate for every activity. Cost drivers are the basis of absorption of overhead. So for every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption. So that basis of absorption is known as cost driver. No need to do exercise, no need to do any sort of exercise to identify the activities. That information will be given in the question, Himanshu. That's really great, Anant. Wish you good luck for your results. I request you guys to please copy the part. So, Varsha, when talking about the second point, it is whatever the costs that are incurred relating to an activity will be grouped together to form cost pool. जो भी cost incur होती है particular activity के लिए, that will be grouped together to form cost pool. And for every activity, there will be a separate basis of absorption known as cost driver. So I hope you guys have copied this part. So I repeat again, guys. Till now we were discussing, I mean, till the previous lecture we were discussing, in the previous lecture we discussed overheads, wherein whatever the overheads of a particular department were, they were absorbed using a single basis of absorption, either on the basis of labor hours or machine hour. So activity-based costing says that I have a better approach wherein how you can absorb all the overheads on a single basis. Better identify the activities first. Thereafter, whatever the costs that are incurred relating to that activity will be grouped together to form cost pool. Thereafter, for every activity there will be a separate basis of absorption. जैसे overheads में total overheads का सिर्फ एक ही basis of absorption होता था, wherein activity based costing says that for every activity there will be a separate basis of absorption, and that is known as cost driver, and that cost driver is used to calculate the absorption rate. Yes, Miss Mahatia. So guys, this is all what about the concept of activity based costing. So let's start with the practical question directly. I'll be discussing few questions of study material. So I request you guys to please open your study material. Just giving you 2 minutes time. while discussing this part practically, I mean, after discussing the practical part, hopefully, Mahesh, your queries will be resolved. Let me complete the chapter first, or let me discuss few practical questions. I request you guys to please open your study material. I'll be discussing few questions of study material. The concept part is over. So I'll be discussing 4 to 5 questions of study material in this session. Starting with the practical question, let me discuss few points that what all activities can be and what all are the cost drivers. So let's say material procurement can be an activity. Now this material procurement cost can be absorbed. It is more or less related to, I mean, that procurement of material. So this cost more or less depends upon the number of purchase order. So this can be an activity, and number of purchase order can be the basis of absorption. Further, when talking about quality control or inspection activity, it can be absorbed on the basis of number of tests, or on the basis of, again, the number of purchase order. If the number of tests are given, then better to absorb on the basis of number of tests. And further, if not given, then on the basis of number of purchase order, because as and when we receive the goods in our premise, we have to conduct the test. So better either on the basis of number of tests or on the basis of number of purchase order. Further, any information is given as regards the number of production run, again we can absorb it on the basis of number of production run also. Further, setup cost can be an activity. It can be absorbed on the basis of number of setups or number of production run. Further, machining cost can be an activity. Machining cost, it can be absorbed on the basis of machine hours. When talking about supervising cost, it can be on the basis of labor hours, or it can be absorbed on the basis of number of workers. So these are the various activities, and these are the cost driver for that activity. I have said, I mean, these are the few examples of the activities and the cost driver. This information is given in study material. I mean, few suggestive points are given in study material, so no need to copy. So I request you guys to please open the study material. I'll be starting with illustration number 1. Again, the presentation is important, plus how to approach this, how to approach the question and how to start writing the solution is also very important in activity based costing, because generally the questions are lengthy. So let's start with illustration number 1. I'll be starting with illustration number 1. So guys, let's start with illustration number 1, page number 5.11. So let's start. ABC Limited is a multi-product company manufacturing 3 products, that is A, B, and C. The budgeted cost and the production for the year ending 31st March are as follows, wherein production quantity is given, that is 4,000, 3,000, and 1,600. Resources per unit is given, that is material required for A is 4 kgs, B 6 kgs, C 3 kgs. Further, the direct labor hours, that is in minutes, it is given in the question. Now, the budgeted direct labor rate was rupees 10 per hour. That is the labor rate is given, that is the wages are paid at the rate 10 per hour. And the budgeted material cost was rupees 2 per kg. Production overheads were budgeted at 99,450 and were absorbed to the product using direct labor hour. So in traditional costing, we were absorbing all the overheads on the basis of direct labor hours. Now, ABC Limited followed the absorption costing system. ABC Limited is now considering to adopt activity-based costing system. The following additional information is made available for this purpose. So herein the activities are given and the total cost is given, that is material handling, storage cost, and electricity cost are given. The total of these 3 costs will be 99,450. Further, the activities that are given are material handling, storage cost, and electricity, and their cost drivers are also given. That is, the material handling cost is to be absorbed on the basis of weight of material handled. Further, storage cost again on the basis of number of batches of material, and electricity cost on the basis of number of machine operation. So herein the activities are given and the cost drivers are also given. तो किस बेसिस पे अब्सॉर्ब करना है ये इंफॉर्मेशन क्वेश्चन में क्लियरली गिवन है. Now the data on cost driver are as follows, wherein for complete production the batches of material is 10, 5, and 15, and for per unit of production the number of machine hours are the number of machine operation is given, that is 6, 3, and 2. You are required to prepare a statement for the management showing the unit cost and the total cost of each product using absorption costing. So the first point what they are asking is that we have to calculate the per unit cost and total cost using absorption costing. So let's start with the first point, then we'll start with the second point. Now, when talking about the calculation of cost, the material cost is given separately for A, B, and C, and labor cost is also given separately for A, B, and C. But for overheads, we have to calculate the absorption rate on the basis of labor hours. So the first step, let's start with calculation of absorption rate, wherein the total overheads are 99,450. When talking about the labor hours, product A takes 30 minutes. Product A requires 30 minutes for manufacture, and total 4,000 units were manufactured. So our hours required were only 2,000. One unit takes 30 minutes. So 4,000 units will take 2,000 hours. Similarly, when talking about B, 1 unit takes 45 minutes. So 3,000 units will take 2250 hours. Further, when talking about products C, it takes 1 hour to manufacture product C, and total 1,600 units were manufactured. So total 1,600 hours. So my absorption rate will be now this is the rate that is 17 per hour. Now we'll prepare a statement showing calculation of unit cost and total cost. So there are three products, that is product A, B, and C. So A, B, and when talking about material cost, it is given in the question that every product requires 4 kgs of raw material. That is, product A requires 4 kg of raw material, and the material cost is rupees 2 per kg. So the total material cost will be rupees 8. When talking about B, it will be 12, and this will be 6. When talking about labor cost, the labors are paid at the rate of rupees 10 per hour. Herein 30 minutes are used to manufacture A, so the total cost per unit to manufacture product A will be 5. This will be 7.5, and this will be 10. So my prime cost will be 8 plus 5, 13, 19.5, and 60. When talking about overheads, these are absorbed on the basis of number of labor hours. So herein the overheads are charged at the rate 17 per hour. So for product A, it takes 30 minutes to manufacture product A. So this will be 8.5. That is 17 into 30 divided by 60. This will be 12.75, and this will be 70. So my cost per unit will be 32.25. This will be 33. Now, when talking about the units manufactured, for A it is 4,000, for C it is 1,600, and for B the units are 3,000. Therefore, my total cost will be 86,000 to manufacture A, 96,750 to manufacture B, and 52,800 to manufacture C. So this is how we'll approach the solution when talking about if the question is asking us to calculate the total cost using traditional method or absorption costing. No worries, Vishal. Yes, Darshan. Okay, Abhay, Mr. Abhay sir, how direct labor figure came? Abhay, herein, when talking about A, it takes 30 minutes to manufacture a product A. When talking about A, it takes 30 minutes and total 4,000 units were manufactured. It takes 30 minutes. So the total minutes will be how much? 1,20,000 minutes, or we can say 2,000 hours. That is 1,20,000 divided by 60. So I hope your query is resolved, Abhay. Can you please repost your query in detail, Kiran Shukla? Abhay, hopefully your query is resolved. So total 4,000 units, every unit takes 30 minutes. So total 1,20,000 minutes, or we can say 2,000 hours. That is 1,20,000 minutes. If we convert it into hours, then 1,20,000 divided by 60. Okay, Manisha Singh sir, please explain the material and labor amount. So herein, when talking about material, to manufacture product A, it requires 4 kgs. To manufacture product A, we need 4 kgs. And the cost of every kg of raw material is ₹2. So this will be 4 into 2, that is 8. Again, when talking about B, to manufacture B, we need 6 kgs. So 6 into 2. To manufacture product C, we need 3 kgs. So 3 into 2. Further, when talking about the labor hours, it is given in minutes. It means 30 minutes. 30 minutes means what? Adha ghanta, that is half hour. So when talking about 5, the rate is 10 into 30 by 60. Because the rate is given per hour, herein 10 into 45 by 60 and 10 into 60 by 60. This is how the cost of material and labor is calculated. I hope Abhay, Kiran, Manisha, and Bhumika, your queries are resolved. Yes, Abhay, Kiran, Manisha, and Bhumika. It's not confusing and tricky, Anupam. It's a very basic question. Bhumika, hopefully your query is resolved. Further, when talking about B, it takes 45 minutes and the total unit manufactured are 3,000. So 3,000 units and every unit takes 45 minutes. It means 1,35,000 minutes. Or we can say how many hours? 2,250 hours. So it's a basic calculation, basic mathematics, guys. Krishna sir, total cost का amount कैसे आया? So the cost per unit is 21.5. एक यूनिट बनाने का खर्चा आता है 21.5. And how many units we manufactured? 4,000. So 4,000 into 21.5. एक यूनिट बनाने का खर्चा आता है 21.5. So if we are manufacturing 4,000 units, the cost will be 86,000. Anyone else having any doubts, queries? Anupam? Darshan, any doubts? Now let's proceed further. Let's start with the second part. Prepare a statement for the management showing the product cost of each product using ABC approach. So herein, now let's start with ABC part. Now herein, we will first calculate the absorption rate as per ABC, calculation of so herein when talking about the activity, so what all activities are there? That is material handling, storage cost and electricity. So material handling, storage cost and electricity. So these are the activities. When talking about the cost of that activity, it is given in the question, that is the cost relating to material handling is 29,100. When talking about storage cost, the cost is 31,200. And when talking about the electricity cost, it is 39,150. Now the cost driver. Now it is given that when talking about the material handling, it is absorbed on the basis of weight of material handled. It is absorbed on the basis of weight of material. When talking about the weight of material, it is given in the question, we can easily calculate. So when talking about the weight of material, product A requires 4 kgs. Product A requires 4 kgs and total 4,000 units are manufactured. Further, product B requires 3,000 kgs. Sorry, product B requires 6 kgs and total units manufactured are 3,000. So 3,000 into 6 plus product C requires 3 kgs and 1,600 units are manufactured. So 1,600 into 3. Therefore, 16,000 kgs are total used in A, 18,000 kgs are used in B, and 3,200 kgs are used in C. This is for A, this is for B, this is for C. So the total raw material consumed to manufacture A, B, and C is 16,000, 18,000, and 3,200. That is 37,200. So when talking about the cost driver for material handling, it is weight of material. And when talking about the total weight of material, it is 37,200. So the absorption rate will be how much? The absorption rate will be so the absorption rate will be 29,100 divided by 38,800. So this will be 0.75. When talking about the storage cost, again, it is given in the question that the storage cost is to be absorbed on the basis of number of batches of material. And here in question, it is given that for complete production, the number of batches are 10, 5, and 15. So 15 plus 5, 20 plus 10, 30. So number of batches of material. So this will be 31,200 divided by 30. This will be 1.1040. When talking about electricity, it is given in the question that number of machine operation, and herein in the question it is given that per unit of production the number of machine operations are 6, 3 and 2. That is for per unit of production. So we have to calculate the total number of machine operation. So the units manufactured are for A is 4,000 and the machine operations is how much? 6. Further, the units, the machine operations for manufacturing product B is 3. So 3,000 into 3. And the number of machine operation per unit for product C is 2. So 2. So this will be 24,000 plus 9,000 plus 3,200. So this will be 36,200. That is machine operation. Herein I have taken directly 30 because this number of batches are given for the full production, that is for the complete production. And I have taken this figure 36,200 because the machine operations are given per unit rather than for the full production. So 39,150 divided by 36,200. So this will be 1.08. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries. Perfect, guys. It was a small calculation mistake from my end. I have rectified it. Now, statement of cost. Three products, that is A, B, and C. When talking about the units, we have 4,000 units for A, 3,000 units for B, and 1,600 units for C. So let's start, guys, with talking about the material cost. The material required per unit is 8, and total 4,000 units are manufactured. Or better, we'll first calculate the prime cost, that is material is 8, 12, and 6. The labor cost is 5, 7.5, and 10. So the total prime cost is how much? 8 plus 5, 13, 19.5, and 16. So total prime cost will be how much? 13 into 4,000. That is 52,000. 3,000 into 19.5. So this will be 58,500. And 1,600 into 16. This will be 25,600. Now let's start with the overheads part. First is material handling. Herein, the rate is 0.75 and the weight of material is 16,018. Sorry. 16,000, 18,000, and 4,800. So when talking about material handling, 16,000 are the total is the total weight of material for A, and the absorption rate is 0.75 per kg. This is per kg rate, per batch rate, and per machine operation rate. So when talking about material handling, total weight of material for A is 16,000 into 0.75. So this will be 12,000. 18,000 into 0.75. This will be 13,500. And 4,800 into 0.75. This will be 3,600. Now, when talking about the next cost, that is storage cost. Again, 1,040 per batch. Manish sir?
Yes, sir.
The board is visible?
Yes, sir.
The letters and all are visible? Yeah, everything is clearly visible, na? Okay. So when talking about the storage cost, it is dependent upon the basis of number of batches of material. So when talking about A, the total there were 10 batches. So 1,040 into 10, that is 10,400. In case of B, there are 5 batches. So this will be 5,200. And in case of C, total 15 batches. So 15 into 1040. So this will be 15,600. And the last is electricity cost. It is 1.08 per machine operation. In the machine operations, we have already calculated for A, B, and C. So 1.08 into 24,000. So this will be 25,920. Into 9,000. So this will be 9,720. And 1.08 into 3,200. So this will be 3,456. So 52,000, 10,425, 920. 88,320. Now, when talking about this is the total cost. When talking about cost per unit, this will be 1,00320 divided by 4,000. Let me calculate first 48,256 divided by 6. So this will be 30.16. This will be 25.08. Okay, so if you guys have any queries in this part, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Kiran Shukla, can you be please more clear where exactly you are finding difficult? Palak, please tell me the calculation of material handling. So when talking about the calculation of weight of material, see 29,100 is the cost of material handling, and it is to be absorbed on the basis of weight of material, and the weight of material is 38,200. Now the calculation is like 4 kg is required to manufacture 1 unit of product A, so 4 into 4,000 is 16,000. Further, 6 kgs are required to manufacture product B, so 3,000 into 6, 18,000. Similarly, 3 kgs are required to manufacture 1 unit of product C, So 3 into 1600 is 4800. So the total weight of material is 38,800. So 29,100 divided by 38,800. This is how I got 0.75 per kg. So first and the foremost thing, what I did is the calculation of weight of material. So this is the calculation for weight of material. I repeat again, guys, when talking about the activity-based costing, we have to first calculate the absorption rate. सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है? Absorption rate calculate करना है. So herein these are the activities, that is material handling, storage cost and electricity. These are the activities. These are the costs relating to that activity, that is 29,100, 31,200 and 39,150. Now these are the cost drivers that are given in the question, that is material handling is to be absorbed on the basis of weight of material. That is the raw material used. Okay, no problem. So we will calculate first the weight of material. So when talking about the weight of material, this is the quantity that is used to manufacture A, B and C. That is A, B and C. To manufacture product A, 16,000 kgs were used. To manufacture product B, 18,000 kgs were used. To manufacture product C, 4,800 kgs were used. So in aggregate, the quantity used is 38,800. So to manufacture A, B and C, the quantity used is 38,800. So 29,100 is my cost divided by 38,800. So we will getting the absorption rate, that is 0.75 per kg. It means what? The material handling cost is how much? हर किलो पे 75 पैसा खर्च होता है. I repeat again for the students who want the explanation in Hindi. So material जो cost है, material handling जो cost है, वो absorb किस basis पे होती है? On the weight of material, that is on the kgs of material. So total cost is 29,100. Total kgs of material is 38,800. This is how I calculated 38,800. So when talking about material handling cost, कितना लगता है? 75 पैसा per kg. हर किलो के ऊपर 75 पैसा लगता है. So we know that हर किलो के ऊपर 75 पैसा लगता है. So when talking about A, 16,000 kgs यूज हुआ, हर kg पे कितना लगता है? 75 पैसा. तो 16,000 into 75 पैसा, 16,000 into 75 पैसा, total 12,000 खर्च हुआ. Similarly, when talking about B, total weight कितना है? Total raw material कितना यूज हुआ है B में? 18,000 kgs यूज हुआ है B में. And हर किलो पे कितना खर्च होता है? 75 पैसा. So this is 18,000 into 75 paisa. Similarly for product C, again the total raw material used is 4,800 और हर किलो पे कितना खर्च आता है? 75 पैसा. तो 4,800 into 0.75. This is how I got this 3,600. So now the first part is over, that is material handling, wherein I discussed how to calculate these figures. That is 12,000. How come 12,000? 16,000 into 0.75, 18,000 into 0.75, and 4,800 into 0.75. This is how I got 3,600. I repeat again, guys. काफी students को ये calculation थोड़ा tricky लग रहा है, but please trust me, guys. This part is not tricky. It's very easy. Wherein it is given that material handling cost जो है वो absorb किस basis पे होगा? On the basis of weight of material. So हमने absorption rate निकाला, that is 75 पैसा per kg. How come 75 पैसा? 29,100 divided by 38,800, 75 पैसा. Now how come 38,800? ये जो है total quantity of raw material used है to manufacture A, B and C. So herein when talking about A, total 16,000 kgs हुआ, B में 18,000 kgs हुआ और C में 4,800 kgs हुआ. This is how I got 38,800. So 29,100 divided by 38,800, that is 0.75 paisa per kg. So when talking about distribution, 16,000 use हुआ, 75 paisa per kg is the cost. So total 12,000 rupees. 18,000 into 0.75, 13,500. 4,800 into 0.75, this is how I got 3,600. So this is the first part. Now, let's start with the second part. When talking about the storage cost, it is to be observed on the basis of number of batches. So herein, when talking about the number of batches, there are total 30 batches. That is 5, 10 and 15. So total 30. It means what? How much will be the cost per batch? 31,200 divided by 30, 1040. That is the cost per batch is 1040. Now, in respect of A, total how many batches were there? 10 batches. So, for A, there are 10 batches and the cost per batch is 1040. So, 1040 into 10, this is how I got 10,400. When talking about B also, there are 5 batches for B and the cost per batch is 1040. So 1040 into 5, this is how I got 5,200. And for C, there are total 15 batches. Total kitne batches hai? 15 batches hai for C. There are 15 batches for C and the cost per batch is 1040. So this is how I got 15,600. Now the last part is electricity. It is dependent upon machine operation. Now when talking about this question, the information is given that मशीन नंबर ऑफ मशीन ऑपरेशन पर यूनिट दिया है. देखिए बैचेस जो दिया गया था वो पूरे प्रोडक्शन का दिया गया था. दैट इज फॉर कंप्लीट प्रोडक्शन. सो दैट्स व्हाई मैंने कुछ भी मल्टीप्लाई नहीं किया. बट व्हेन टॉकिंग अबाउट नंबर ऑफ मशीन ऑपरेशन, ये आपको क्वेश्चन में क्या बोला है? ये पर यूनिट दिया है. सो व्हेन टॉकिंग अबाउट द टोटल मशीन ऑपरेशन, per unit is 6 into 4,000 units. So this is how I got 24,000. Again, per unit is 3. So total 3,000 units we have manufactured for B. Total B के 3,000 units manufacture की है. So total number of operations will be 9,000. Similarly, again the number of machine operation for C is 2. And the total units manufactured are 1,600. So 1,600 into 2, 3,200. So this is how I got the total number of machine operation. So the total cost is 39,150 divided by number of machine operation, that is 36,200. It means हर machine operation पे कितना खर्चा आता है? 1.08. That is every machine operation we have to spend 1.08 towards electricity. So now we can easily distribute that 1.08 for every machine operation. So A का machine operation कितना है? 24,000. So 24,000 into 1.08, 25920. Again, when talking about B, 9,000 are the machine operation and per machine operation cost is 1.08. So 9,000 into 1.08, 9720. Similarly, again, the number of machine operation for C is 3,200. So 3,200 into 1.08, I got to 3,456. So this is how the cost is distributed. Still, if you guys have any queries, you guys can please post your query. Whatever the queries are, don't worry, don't panic. Panic mat hoiye, ye itna kya ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai, don't think. If you have any queries, I'm there to address all your queries. Have some patience. Just post your queries one by one. I'll try to address all your queries. So this chapter is very easy, very simple. Bonus marks hai exam mein. But the point is, you have to follow the steps. That is first step. When talking about, first prepare this table, that is to calculate the absorption rate. एक बार absorption rate calculate कर लिया and then prepare the cost statement. So now किस को problem आ रहा था? Manisha Singh, Himanshu Patak, Krishna, Palak, Bhumika. If you guys have any queries, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Vaishali Bindal. Yes, Abhay, Diksha, Darshan, Vishal Pal, Raj Patel, Rama S, Varsha, Himanshu, anyone having any doubts? Subhashri, Ishan, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Komal Prajapati, Syed Yasir Ahmed, anyone having any doubts? Suraj Baset, Farah Sayyed, Anant Agrawal. Sorry, Anant has already attended. So anyone having any doubts, guys? Waiting for your queries. Yes, Anupam. Yes, Kiran, it requires practice, but this chapter is very easy. Trust me, guys. If you solve 2 to 3 questions on your own, I assure you, you'll be able to solve any questions. See, it's lengthy, but it's not tricky. You have to follow the steps. That is, and again, these steps, no need to memorize. It's all completely logic based. So this chapter is very easy. The point is you have to solve the question step by step. When talking about the weightage of this chapter, it is 8 to 12 marks. Okay, Jayanti RC, number of operation is directly given, how we assume per kg. So Jayanti, please read the question. It is given per unit of production the number of machine operation. ये जो machine operation दिए हैं, this is per unit of production. Read the question carefully, Jayanti. कोमल प्रजापति सर कॉस्ट पर यूनिट कैसे निकाला? सी दिस इज द टोटल कॉस्ट 100,320 एंड 48,256. अभी देखिए यूनिट्स कितने मैन्युफैक्चर किए हैं? 4,000, 3,000 एंड 1,600. सो 100,320 डिवाइडेड बाय 4,000. आई गॉट दिस. टोटल खर्च हुआ है 100,320. टोटल यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर कितने किए हैं? 4,000 यूनिट्स. So 100,320 is the total cost divided by total units, that is 4,000. We will get the cost per unit. Any doubts, Vaishali? No need to no need to panic, guys. This chapter is very easy. Again, you have to follow the steps. That is first step, second step, third step. Again, no need to memorize. These steps are very much logical, so nothing to worry, guys. Yes, Vaishali Bindal. I want everyone to be thorough with this part, then only I'll proceed further. Vaishali Bindal, any doubts? I'm not getting what you are writing. The question, Vaishali, that you have to absorb the overheads on the basis of labor hours to calculate the absorption rate as per traditional method. Yes, the answer will be different, Manisha. आंसर डिफरेंट होगा ही, क्योंकि दिस मेथड इज मोर एक्यूरेट रेदर देन दिस मेथड. अब्जॉर्प्शन मेथड इतना एक्यूरेट नहीं था. The cost as per this method is not that accurate as compared to this method. In this we can calculate the cost more accurately rather than the traditional method. So the answer will be different, Manisha. Any doubts, anyone? Rama S, any doubts? Varsha Shetty, Anupam Tiwari, any doubts? Manisha, I repeat again, दोनों केस में आंसर डिफरेंट होगा. These cost figures are more accurate as compared to this method. So guys, let's take a break of 10 minutes. In this break, I request you to try solving this question once again on your own. I repeat again, guys, illustration number 1 एक बार आप खुद से solve कीजिए. After break, we will discuss 3 more questions for more clarity. As far as the concepts is concerned, this chapter is over as far as concept. But yes, I'll be discussing 3 to 4 questions more for your reference. So guys, a homework for you, a classwork for you, in fact. Try solving this question. Try to solve illustration number once again. Thereafter, we'll start with the next part. So let's take a break of 10 minutes. Welcome back, guys. So I hope you guys have solved illustration number 1. So now let's proceed further. With illustration number 3, I'm discussing illustration number 3 of study material. I'm discussing illustration number 3 now of study material. I hope you guys have solved all the, I hope you guys have solved illustration number 1. So now let's start with illustration number 3. Again, the question is similar to illustration number 1. So let's start. ABC Limited manufactures two type of machinery equipment Y and Z and apply absorbed overheads on the basis of labor hours. The budgeted overheads and the direct labor hours for the month of December are 12,42,500 and 20,000 hours respectively. The information about company's products are as follows, wherein the budgeted production volume is 2,500 and 3,125 units. Material cost is given and labor cost is given. Further, ABC Limited overheads of 12,42,500 can be identified with three major activities. So herein there are three activities: order processing, machine processing, and product inspection. These activities are driven by the number of order processed, machine hours worked, and inspection hours respectively. The data relevant to these activities is as follows, that is, order processed are given, machine hours worked are given, and inspection hours are given. So the data is given straight away. Required assuming using direct labor hours to absorb apply overheads to the production. Compute the unit manufacturing cost of equipment Y and Z if the budgeted manufacturing volume is attained. So we have to calculate the cost using the traditional method of absorption, that is on the basis of labor hours. So let's start with illustration number 3. The page number is 5.20. So first we will calculate the absorption rate. The steps involved for most of the question will be same. So my total cost is 12,42,500. And my labor hours are 20,000 hours. So this will be 62.125 per hour. Now we can easily calculate the unit cost. Sorry. We are manufacturing two equipment, that is equipment Y and Z. When talking about the material cost, it is 300 per unit and 450 per unit. When talking about the labor cost, it is given 450 and 600. So my prime cost will be 750 and 1050. When talking about overheads, these are absorbed on the basis of labor hours. So herein, in first case, there are total 3 hours to manufacture Y and 4 hours to manufacture Z. So 3 hours to manufacture Y and 4 hours to manufacture Z. So 3 into 62.125 and 4 into 62.125. This is the cost per unit. We can easily calculate the total cost. So if we multiply it with the number of units, herein the number of units are 2500 and 3125. So we can easily calculate the total cost. So this will be so this is how the total cost will be calculated using traditional costing. If you guys have any queries in this part, you guys can please post your query. Any doubts, Vaishali, Manisha, Jayanti, Komal? I request you to please refresh your internet connection, Komal. Now let's proceed further with the next part, wherein when talking about ABC also we have to calculate the absorption rate. So calculation of again the same approach, activity. What all activity are there? We have to first identify the activity. So herein order processing, machine processing and product inspection. Order processing, machine processing, and product inspection. These are the activities. When talking about the cost relating to these activities given in the question, 2,10,875. And 157,500. Now the next part, that is what all cost drivers are there. When talking about order processing, it is absorbed on the basis of orders processed. Orders processed. When talking about machine processing, it is absorbed on the basis of machine hours worked. When talking about product inspection, it is absorbed on the basis of inspection hours. Now the units of cost driver. So the units are total order number of order processed is 600. $50,000 total machine hours worked. And the last is inspection hours are 15,000. So we can easily calculate the absorption rate. Two lakh 10,000 divided by 600. So this will be 350. This will be 17.5. This will be 10.5. Now we can prepare the statement of cost. Again, all the steps are same. You have to follow the steps and solve the question. So herein there are two products, Y and Z. when talking about the material cost, we have already calculated. It's given in the question 300 and 450, and labor cost also. It is 450 and 600. So my prime cost is 750 and 1050. So total prime cost will be how much? 750 into the units manufactured. Total unit manufactured of Y is 2500. So 7050 into 2500. So this will be 18,75,000. Total 2500 units for Y and 3125 units for Z. So 3125 into 1050. So now let's start with the overheads part. Wherein the first one is order processing. Now, rupees 350 for every order processed, and herein in this question, the order processed for Y is 350. So 350 into 350, that is 122,500. Total order processing cost is 2,10,000 divided by 600. So the absorption rate is 350 per order. So here in the order processed in case of Y is 350. So 350 into 350, and in Z 250 into 350. So this will be 87,500. When talking about machine processing, it is 17.5 per hour, and the total hours for Y is 23,000. So 23,000 into 17.5, this will be 4,02,500. And in case of Z, the total hours are 27,000. So this will be 472,500. Now product inspection. It is 10.5 for every inspection hour, and for product Y it is 4,000 hours. So for product Y it is 4,000. So 4,000 into 10.5, this will be 42,000. And for Z it is 11,000. So into 11,000, this will be 1,15,500. So we can easily calculate the total cost now. That is 18,75,000 plus 122,500 plus 4,02,500 plus 42,000. So this will be 24,42,000. And cost per unit will be 24,42,000 divided by 2,500. So this will be 976.8. For the 32, 81, 250 plus 87,500, plus 472 500 plus 115 500. This is 3956 750 divided by 3125 units. So this will be 1266.16. Again, the same steps, same approach to solve the question. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, the question is easy as compared to the previous question. No formula in any of the chapter, Anupam. Suraj, the space is the constant, my dear. I can't say this, Darshan, but yes, more or less. But you have to prepare your own format if anything comes. I mean, if something is different. Perfect, Miss Mahathia. Yes, Bhumika, it takes time. I understand कि first question में सब कुछ आपको difficult लग रहा था, but see, if we solve 2-3 questions, then by the time, I mean, by the end of this session, I assure you, you guys will be thorough with the concepts. So don't worry, guys. I hope the letters and everything are visible to all of you guys. Up to 2 digits, at least 2 digit is advisable, Himanshu. I hope the letters are visible to all. Yes, Vaishali, if the R's are. Yes, if the total hours are not given, we can calculate the total hours, Vaishali. Again, the total hours will be the same, that is 20,000. Let's discuss one more question. Patience and hard work is the key to success, Diksha. Further in this question, third point is ABC is limited. Selling price are based heavily. Selling price are based heavily on cost. By using direct labor R as an application base, calculate the amount of cost distortion that is under costed or over costed. So when talking about taking this part as the base, that is the traditional approach as the base, herein my cost is 936.375 and it is 976.8. I repeat again, guys, taking this traditional method as the base. As per traditional method, my cost is 936.375, whereas as per ABC, it is 976. So we can say product Y is under costed. And similarly, when talking about Z, the product Y is over costed. That's it, nothing more than that. Siddhi, how to calculate the overheads in the first part of the question? See, Siddhi, I have calculated the absorption rate, that is 62.125. So this is the rate per hour into the number of hours. So 3 into 62.125 and 4 into 62.125. 3 and 4 hours are given in the question, Siddhi. So let's start with one practical question. I request you guys to please open question number 3. So let's start with question number 3. Wherein a family stores want information about the profitability of individual product line, that is soft drink, fresh produce and packaged food. So there is a company who is manufacturing 3 types of product, that is soft drink, fresh produce and packaged food. Family stores provide the following data for the current year for each product line, that is the revenue, cost of goods sold, the cost of bottle return, the number of purchase order, the number of deliveries received, hours of shelf stocking time and items sold. Further, the family stores also provide the information for the current year, wherein the activity is given, the description of activity is given, the total cost is given, and the cost allocation base is given. So everything is given straight away in this question. You are required that family stores currently allocate support cost. I repeat again, required में first point है family stores currently allocate support cost, that is all the cost other than cost of goods sold, to the product line on the basis of cost of goods sold. So when talking about this question here, in the basis of absorption is not labor hours or machine hours. The basis of absorption is cost of goods sold. Calculate the operating income and operating income as a percentage of revenue for each product line as per the normal method, and in second point they are asking us to use the ABC method. So let's start with practical question number 3. Practical question number 3, page number I am discussing is 5.33. So again, the first point is the as per traditional approach, calculation of absorption rate. Now herein, The overheads are given, so we will calculate the total overheads. That is bottle return total cost is 60,000, 7,80,000 is for ordering, 12,60,000 is relating to delivery, 8,64,000 is relating to shelf stocking, and customer support is 15,36,000. So my total overheads are 45 lakh. Total overheads are 45 lakh. When talking about the cost of goods sold, herein the total cost of goods sold is 30 lakh plus 75 lakh plus 45 lakh. That is 1 crore 50 lakh. Into 100. So this will be 30%. Herein the question is asking us that family stores currently allocate support cost to the production line on the basis of cost of goods sold of each product. Calculate the operating income and the operating income as a percentage of revenue for each product. So we will better write it calculation of statement of calculation. Statement of calculation of so there are three types of products: soft drink, fresh produce, and packaged food. Fresh produce, when talking about the revenue, it is given in the question that is 39,67,500. For fresh produce, it is 10503. And 60,49,500. Further, the cost of goods sold is given. That is 30 lakh, 75 lakh, and 45 lakh. Further, we will calculate the support cost, and that is 30% of cost of goods sold. So 30 into 3, 30%. 30 lakh into 30%, that is 9 lakh So this is 22,50,000. $13,50,000. So the total cost will be how much? $39 lakh, $58,50,000. This is 97,50,000. So my operating income will be, in this case, this will be 67,500. This will be 7 lakh 53,000. So percentage of operating income. When talking about percentage, they are talking percentage on sales. So 60. So 67,500 divided by 39, 67,500. So this is 3.298%. One point. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Waiting for your queries, guys. Any doubts? Darshan, Siddhi, Diksha, Manisha, Arya, Miss Rajiv Singh, Miss Varsha. Anyone having any doubts? Yes, Imanshu, any doubts? Anupam? Waiting for your queries. If you guys have, you guys can please post your queries. I'm not getting your statement, Darshan. So now, next is again as per ABC. This was the first part. These support costs are the overheads, Miss Mahatia. Can you be please more clear, Kiran? I'm not getting your query. What exactly you are asking, Kiran? Now let's start with the calculation of absorption rate. Please check your calculation then. It's a part of support cost. This 45 lakh is inclusive of all. So now let's start. So let's start with activity-based costing part first. Now, when talking about the activities, the returning of empty bottle 60,000 direct tracing to the soft drink line. मतलब कि 60,000 का जो cost है उसका कोई दूसरे दो line से कुछ लेना देना ही नहीं है. Nothing to do with fresh produce and package. So the 60,000 will go directly to the soft drink division. Now, the rest all activities are ordering, delivery, shelf stocking, and customer support. Ordering, delivery, shelf stocking, and customer support. As far as the first cost is concerned, that is bottle return, it will directly go to the soft drink division. So now when talking about the total amount of cost, it's 780, 1260. When talking about the cost drivers, ordering cost is more or less depend upon the number of purchase order. Further, when talking about delivery cost, number of deliveries, shelf stocking on the basis of hours of shelf stocking time, and the total hours are 8640. When talking about the customer support items sold, So the total number of units sold is 15,36,000. So we can now easily calculate the absorption rate. 7,80,000 divided by 1,560. So this will be 500. 12,60,000 divided by 3,150. This will be 400. This will be 100 and this will be 1. So now we are done with the calculation of absorption rate. Now, calculation of again operating income. Soft drink, fresh produce, and packaged food. So when talking about the revenue that is given in the question itself, when talking about the support cost, the first cost is the bottles return. That is directly related to soft drink and the total cost is 60,000. Now rest all cost you guys can distribute in the similar way what we have discussed in the previous two questions. So the point is, chapter, I request you guys to please complete the solution because again the steps are same, the process is same. Now guys, this chapter is the easiest chapter of syllabus. When talking about the weightage of this chapter, the weightage is 8 to 12 marks. The point is the questions are lengthy, but again guys, the questions are very easy. Herein, first question में काफी लोगों को issue आया होगा सर ये कहां से आ रहा है वो कहां से आ रहा है. But by the time you guys solve questions, I mean if you guys solve questions, you will be able to understand the concept and you will be able to solve the questions very easily. But yes, this chapter need practice. And I mean, this chapter needs practice. That is the only point what we want, what we require in this chapter. So guys, I hope you guys are thorough with the concepts. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries. Yes, Darshan, try to solve this question. The question is easy. Don't worry, Darshan. When talking about the last calculation, that is 39,67,500 minus 30 lakh Kiran Shukla. So guys, that's it for the day. The chapter is over. I'll be back day after tomorrow with the new chapter. Again, a very easy chapter, that is cost sheet. So in the meanwhile, I suggest you guys to please try solving all the questions of study material. Past practice manual में शायद ये chapter नहीं होगा. So try to solve all the questions of study material plus the past MTPs and RTPs. So that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for your time and patience. See you day after tomorrow with a new chapter. Request from my side, try to solve all the questions on your own in writing. Again, no need to do ticking. Sometimes it gets boring. I mean, काफी boring हो जाता है कि बार-बार writing में question solve करने का. But the point is, guys, if you practice more, if you try to solve more and more questions, I assure you it will help you to improve the concepts as well as it will increase the speed of writing the solution. So it will help you a lot. So try solving questions in writing rather than doing ticking. So that's it for the day, guys. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. Take care. See you day after tomorrow.